and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, we're going to talk about a controversial subject, and that is the truth and the lies behind buying a Rolex Daytona brand new from an authorized dealer. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the Rolex Submariner Hulk, a fitting watch for today's episode about hard-to-get Rolexes, but nowhere near as difficult as the Daytona. And also, guys, please stick around until the end of today's episode because I'm revealing the two winners of our watch giveaway. Thanks to everybody for participating, and of course, also shout out to delraywatch.com. Bunch of new watches in stock. We just got a Submariner date, an IWC Portofino box and papers, a Breitling military chronospace, as well as a few other little surprises. Go ahead and take a look, link in the description below. But anyway, buying a rare Rolex at an AD. Guys, you know it's hard to get. Even a standard Submariner, but a Batman, a Hulk, but particularly the Daytona. I mean, a Daytona retail price, I don't even know what it is because it's so irrelevant. It's around 13 grand, but a white dial is easily selling for above $22,000 on the gray market. Now, why is that? Simply put, it's the hottest watch to get right now. Hotter than anything else, in my opinion. And I've been getting a lot of emails about people frustrated with their experience, not wanting to pay these premiums. And I totally understand that. But of course, before I get into it, I want to tell you guys, in this video, I'm going to be speaking some hard truths. You guys might dislike them, and I totally understand. But the truth isn't always pretty, and I'm going to tell it how it is. So please, don't take it out on me. As they say, don't shoot the messenger. However, I guess my point before even I begin the video is some people are just not important enough to get a Daytona. What do I mean by that? Well, let's start. Let's say you walk into an authorized dealer, right? A Rolex authorized dealer. You walk in, you saved up your $13,000. It took you a couple of years of hard work, or it might have taken you a day. I don't know what job you do, but you work hard for your money. Everybody does. And you walk in, you finally have it, and you ask, I'd like to buy a steel Daytona, please. Here's my money. Usually, you get one of a couple of answers. The first one is just a laugh. Hilarious laughter from the sales associate. And you don't understand why. I mean, I got my $13,000. Why can't I buy one? Well, the second answer would be, sir, we'll put you on the list. And you're like, oh, that sounds reasonable. How long is the list? Oh, it's 3, 4, 5 years, whatever they say. Then the third reason is just no. Sorry, sir, can't help you. All right, and you're thinking, but I've got my $13,000. Why am I not able to buy one? Well, the truth is, for every one Daytona a store gets, there's 50 serious purchase requests. So the truth is, what makes you so special? Why should they give it to you? Well, let's start with the list. Well, the list overall, I think nowadays is pretty much a lie. Sure, when a new model comes out, ADs start putting people down on a list. But the truth is, nowadays, their lists are so long, when they tell you we'll put you on a list, 90% of the time, they take down your phone number, your name, you walk out the door, and they just throw it in the garbage. Because the truth is, before it's your turn, hell, that sales associate would have retired already. But, there still is a list, kind of, not so relevant nowadays, but even the list is all smoke and mirrors. I mean, the list is generally fake, because the truth is, if I walk in, the new Pepsi was just announced, right? And I walk in and I put my name on that list. It's early. I'm going to be right at the top there. But I have no relationship with that AD. The truth is, once again, it doesn't matter when you put your name on the list. It matters how important you are. So if somebody walks in 3 weeks after me, but they spent $100,000 with the authorized dealer, guess what? They're getting that watch before me. Or let's say I don't know, a famous celebrity guy walks in, Charlie Sheen, and he wants a Daytona, guess what? He's getting it before you. The list is all smoke and mirrors. It goes more about how important you are. Are you a celebrity? Are you, a valuable relationship to the authorized dealer? Are you going to spend more money? Have you already spent more money? All those things are are how the list is sorted, not by when you get asked to be put on it. Because the truth is, if you walk in and you've never purchased a watch before, you're a 25-year-old guy, you just got your bonus, you've never purchased a watch from the AD, you're young, you don't have a lot of spending potential, but you have your $13,000 for the Daytona, you're not getting it. It's that simple. Guys, I know I'm talking into absolutes here, nothing's 100%, but the truth is the AD is using that Daytona as leverage. The authorized dealer is using it as leverage for further business. They want to give it to their best clients. They want to give it to somebody who's wealthy, who has the potential to become a good client. They want to give it to a celebrity who maybe will come back and shop. The truth is, owning a Rolex Daytona is not a right. It's a privilege. So it doesn't matter. You may say it's not fair. I walked in first. Well, the world is not fair. And you guys should not be naive. The truth is, if you're not important, you're not getting one. Because guess what? There's millions of people out there with $13,000 to spend on a Daytona. And the true question, the question the AD asks, as rude as it may sound, is, what makes you so special? Why should I give it to you? Who are you? What are you going to do for me? And that's the truth. Some ADs, they have a list, quote unquote, but guess what? They have 20 Daytonas downstairs in the safe. Not all ADs. Daytonas are genuinely rare. But some of the really big ADs, authorized dealers that I know, they have a ton of Daytona in stock. But they pick and choose who they sell it to because they get so few of them and the requests are so plentiful that they need to use it to drum up further business. And to be honest, in a capitalist society, I don't blame them. I don't, because it's the hottest item out there, and they should capitalize on it. Does it suck? Sure, but I say blame Rolex, not the authorized dealers. I've actually had conversations when I worked retail with managers, not about a particular watch. I don't remember if it was a Daytona. I think it was a rare Patek Philippe. And the client comes in and he said, Federico, here's my, $92,000. I want to buy this watch. Here's my information. I said, sir, let me check with my manager. And I go to the manager and I say, this gentleman wants to buy this watch. And the manager said, who is he? What does he do for a living? Has he purchased watches from us before? And I said, he's a new guy. He's here from Europe. He's never purchased before, but he's willing to buy it today. And the manager says, tell him we don't have it in stock. And I'm like, but we do have it in stock. He's like, so what? What makes him so special? We'll sell it to somebody who's going to give us return business. And you know what? In the world of short margins and, high expenses, that totally makes sense. So ultimately, if you really want to buy a Daytona, either, if you want to pay normal retail price, either you need to have a history with an authorized dealer, or you need to be a person of some kind of importance, someone important in the community or maybe famous. Or if you're not, and I'm not, most people are not, right? You need to pay the premium. That's the truth. Because the Daytona, even though the retail is $13,000, it's not worth $13,000. It's worth $22,000. And for all the little guys, I'm not so little, but, little in importance, for all the little guys, we don't have the privilege to buy a Daytona at retail. Nor should we expect to be very honest with you. Because that's not how the world works. Guys, for most of you, this is not a shock, but I've gotten so many, emails where people are like, hey, Fed, can you get me a Daytona? I'm like, sure, this is the price. They're like, that's well above retail. Or they said, hey, Fed, I walked into my dealer and I tried to buy a Daytona at retail and they basically laughed at me. Well, this is the God's honest truth. Don't hate on me for saying it. It's just the truth. You are not important enough to the dealer to get one at retail. The dealer wants something out of it. So, at this point, I think the only solution for most of the clients out there, most people, are to pay the premium. If you really want a Daytona, you're going to be spending $22,000 for it. Do I suggest spending $22,000 for it? No, I don't like paying premiums. I've spoken about it before. However, if that is the watch you want, that is the watch you must have, that is probably the only choice you will have. Now, yes, smaller dealers in smaller towns, it's easier to become an important client with them. If you buy a couple of Datejust, a couple pieces of jewelry for your family, you will get a Daytona. Rolex Fifth Avenue, if you don't spend $500,000 a year, you're basically just like a gnat. You're just bother them at that point. So that's a strategy. Maybe go to your small town jeweler. Maybe buy something as well for your wife. Maybe it'll add up to less than $22,000. Buy your wife some nice diamond hoops or something. All that will be used as leverage. But to just walk in and expect to get a Daytona with no prior business, the truth is you're living in a dream world. Guys, I'm sorry for the tone of this video, but I just wanted to make it very clear. That is something I do here on Federico Talks Watches. I don't like to sugarcoat. I like to be very, very, to the point. And while I may have sounded rude, that's actually a phrase I've heard from many people in the watch industry. The phrase is, who are they? They're not important enough. Verbatim. That's been told to me many times before. Now, yes, will this come back and bite them in the ass? Very possibly. Rolex's distribution, to be honest with you, many people complain, but I think that's why the brand is so strong. I'm not in favor of what Rolex is doing. I can understand some people being upset by it, but the truth is, whether you like it or not, they're doing the right thing. They're protecting their luxury brand. They would be nowhere near as strong today if the Daytona was plentiful and every Joe Schmo could buy one. It just would not be the case. But guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Once again, please don't take it out on me. I'm just telling it how it is. Now, for the winners of the contest, for the Tissot watch, it goes to Instagram user, let me check my notes here, Average Dapper Dad. Mr. Average Dapper Dad, please check your Instagram DMs. I will send you instructions. Please reply, and I will get you your watch shipped out right away. Now, the second place prize was a mystery vintage watch, and it is an automatic Pierce, a nice 34mm vintage watch, nothing terribly expensive, but a cool piece. And that piece goes to Mr._Badger. Same thing for you, Mr. Badger. Please check your DMs and get back to me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for sticking around for another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.